Commander Zektar of the Vraxian Empire adjusted his tactical display with 3 of his 4 arms, watching the human vessel drift helplessly in the void. The used Defiance appeared to be nothing more than scrap metal hull breached in 17 places, engines dark, and no energy signatures beyond basic life support. Pathetic, Zektar clicked to his bridge crew. The humans send their weakest ships to guard this sector. Our intelligence was correct. They are a soft species, unworthy of the territories they claim. The Vraxian dreadnought Bone Render had been hunting human settlements for 3 cycles, and this was their 13th kill. Each previous encounter had been laughably easy. Human ships would panic, attempt to flee, and die screaming across the void. It had become so routine that Zektar's crew barely paid attention anymore. "Sir," chittered Navigation Officer Deck, "the human ship appears to be broadcasting a distress signal." "Let them cry to their gods," Zektar snarled. "Weapons, prepare." The plasma cannons. "We'll finish this vermin and move on to the mining colony." But something nagged at the commander's tactical mind. In all their previous encounters, human ships had either run immediately or fought with desperate fury. This vessel had done neither. It had simply stopped. The Defiance was a Terran-heavy cruiser, older class but still formidable by human standards. Yet it sat motionless, broadcasting on an emergency frequency that seemed almost casual. "Commander," the communications officer hissed, "we're receiving a transmission from the human vessel." "Put it through," Zektar commanded, expecting the usual human begging for mercy. Instead, a calm human voice filled the bridge. The voice belonged to a middle-aged human male with graying hair and tired eyes. "This is Captain Marcus Chun of the U-East Defiance. You've attacked a Terran Defense Force vessel in violation of 17 interstellar treaties. You have 30 seconds to surrender before we respond." The bridge erupted in clicking laughter. 30 seconds? This damaged wreck was given them an ultimatum? "Human," Zektar transmitted back, "your ship is crippled. Your engines are dead. Your weapons appear offline. Yet you threaten us? Your species truly has no concept of reality." Captain Chun's expression didn't change. 20 seconds. "Sir," Tactical Officer Grix reported, "I'm detecting no active weapon systems on their vessel. Their power output is minimal. They're running on backup life support only." Zektar's mandibles spread in what passed for a Vraxian grin. "Continue charging plasma cannons. This human clearly suffers from mental damage." 10 seconds, Chun announced calmly. "Fire!" Zektar commanded. The Bone Render's massive plasma cannons erupted toward the human vessel, but something impossible happened. The plasma bolts simply stopped. They hung in space like frozen stars, neither advancing nor dissipating. "What?" Zektar began. "Time's up," Captain Chun said. His tired eyes suddenly looked very, very dangerous. "Computer, drop the charade." The human ship transformed before their sensors. What had appeared to be a crippled cruiser suddenly blazed with energy signatures that made their instruments scream warnings. The hull breaches sealed themselves, revealing them to be holographic projections. Weapon ports that hadn't existed moments before slid open along the vessel's length. The engine signatures that had been dark now showed power output levels that their instruments claimed were impossible. Tactical analysis complete, came a synthetic voice from the human ship. "Enemy vessel, Vraxian Dreadnought, Bone Render class. Crew complement, 417. Weapons, standard plasma array, inadequate shielding. Threat level, minimal. Zektar's 4 arms flailed at his controls, full shields. Evasive maneuvers, all weapons, fire at will." But the human ship had already moved. Not toward them, but somehow around them, physics bending in ways that shouldn't be possible. The Defiance was suddenly above the Vraxian Dreadnought, weapons trained on their exposed dorsal section. "You killed a lot of good people in this sector." Captain Chun's voice had lost all pretense of diplomacy. "Entire families, children, mining. Crews who never hurt anyone. Impossible! Zektar shrieked. Our intelligence reports stated humans have no advanced technology. Your species is barely spacefaring. Chun's laugh was cold. Your intelligence was fed exactly what we wanted you to know. Did you really think a species that mastered faster than light travel in less than a century would show you their real capabilities? We've been watching your kind commit atrocities across 12 systems. Every raid, every massacre, every time you thought you were hunting helpless prey. The truth hit Zektar like a meteor. You were hunting us. Bingo, Chun said. The Defiance isn't a cruiser, Commander. It's a Terran Defense Force Black Operations vessel. We've been tracking your ship since you started this killing spree. The question now is, do you surrender, or do we demonstrate why attacking human vessels is the last mistake most species ever make? Zektar looked at his tactical display. Somehow, his massive dreadnought pride of the Vraxian fleet was completely outmatched by what he thought was a crippled human transport. His weapons couldn't lock onto the human ship. His shields were already failing under some kind of field projection he didn't understand. And worst of all, his crew was staring at him, waiting for orders he didn't know how to give. The Galactic Council will hear of this, he managed weakly. They already have, Chun replied. Funny thing about humans, Commander. We're really good at making friends. And we're even better at making examples of those who hurt our friends. The last thing Commander Zektar saw was the human ship's weapons array charging with energy signatures that his instruments couldn't even classify. In his final moments, he understood the truth that would soon spread throughout the galaxy. Attacking a human starship wasn't simple at all, it was suicide. The UES Defiance resumed its patrol route. Sensors already tracking the next Vraxian raiding party 3 systems away. After all, the hunting season had just begun.